Would I be the asshole if I asked my boyfriend to stop hanging out with his female friend? My 19F boyfriend 19M has a female friend that I get along really well with. We have similar interests and we can bounce off of each other's energies really well. I've had suspicions of her potentially liking my boyfriend for a while now, but as this is my first boyfriend literally ever, I chopped it up to paranoia over unfamiliar territory. When we first started dating, she was overly touchy with him. It made me uncomfortable, but again I never said anything and told myself I was being unreasonable. There was one night she offered to take me up there to see him, and we could stop at McDonald's on the way. It was past midnight, and I didn't feel great. I agreed anyways, because I wanted to see him and she was begging me to go so she could have company on the way to McDonald's. When I got to her house, she was decked out in a fancy outfit and full face of makeup. By comparison, I was in shorts and an oversized hoodie. After the drive to get to his house, she sat in the couch looking rather annoyed while my boyfriend was trying to comfort me. I was in the middle of a prolonged panic attack. It was the reason I wasn't feeling well, they just happen occasionally. She cut my time with him short, claiming to be tired. I only got to see him for roughly 20 to 30 minutes after a pretty long drive to his house. There's been many other incidents within the beginning to now. It would take quite a bit to go over all of it. Most recently, while we were in a car alone together, she started gushing and asked me if I had noticed how she and my boyfriend like to rizz each other up. I don't know what she meant by this. To me, I interpreted it as her asking if I've noticed them flirting with each other. I've had suspicions of her having a crush on my boyfriend for months now, and this confirmed it in my brain. I just kind of laughed at her and said, "Oh yeah," and changed the topic. I didn't press her on it, I should have. Should have directly asked her what she meant. I later told my boyfriend about it once I finally had 3 seconds alone with him. He was visibly upset and didn't know what to do about the situation. It's been a few weeks and he treats her the same, like nothing happened. I'm so weirded out I've been kind of distant with her. My boyfriend still teases her like she's his kid sister, back and forth banter, and I think she takes that as him flirting with her. I don't know what to do, but to me I think the best solution would be for him to quit being so close with her, to stop teasing her like he does. I brought up hanging out less with her, and he said he isn't even close to her. He's friends with her because I'm friends with her, but they were friends before he met me. So, Wibta if I asked him to distance himself from her? I can see how it might not be my place to ask that of him. I don't want him to feel like I'm being overbearing or controlling.
Am I the asshole for telling my girlfriend it would be weird to get a massage from a coworker? My girlfriend recently started working at a physiotherapy clinic as a receptionist. Last night she came home from work excited to tell me great news. The clinic had just added a registered massage therapist to the team. He had come in for his first day to meet everyone and she said he seemed really nice. I was happy to hear this because some of the physiotherapists seemed to look down on the receptionists and were quite rude at times. Anyway, she proceeded to tell me that the administration manager told her and the other receptionist that since the massage therapist didn't have much of a client list yet, they could each get a free massage during slow times at the clinic. I guess my face immediately told her I was weirded out by that because she said, "What's wrong?" I responded with, "Don't you think it would be weird to get a massage from a coworker?" She explained that, no, she didn't think it would be weird. In fact, it is an awesome opportunity to get a service that would usually cost around $100. Further to that, she had never had a massage before, so it was even better. I told her it was completely up to her if she wanted to do it, but that I thought there was a huge potential for it to create awkwardness between her and a new coworker. That she would be partially undressed and in a very vulnerable position with someone she had to continue to work with. My girlfriend has a tendency to make rash decisions and not think things through, so I wanted her to hear my perspective. I never told her that I wouldn't allow her to get a massage if she wanted, but that I thought it was very strange. I even offered to pay for a massage somewhere else if she really wanted one. Although a free massage is a great deal, it is completely within our budget to pay full price for one if she wants/needs. My opinion isn't based on jealousy or control. I'm sure he would be completely professional and so would she. I wouldn't care or think it was weird if she got a massage from anyone, of any gender, as long as it wasn't a coworker. I personally wouldn't want to be in that position with a coworker, especially one I had just met. We went back and forth a few times, me explaining why I thought it would be weird, and her explaining why it wouldn't be. In the end I said that she could do whatever she wanted, she had my opinion and the rest was up to her. The conversation ended with her saying she wouldn't get a massage. I thought the discussion was over, but this morning she seemed quiet and was pouting around me. When I asked what was wrong, she said that I ruined this opportunity for her, and that I'm an asshole for being so negative towards something she was so excited for. Am I the asshole?
Am I the asshole for sitting with different people than my friend? So this all started at the beginning of this school year. I started uni, and not a lot of people are studying the same subjects, so we all see each other pretty regularly. The first day I was talking to a pretty shy girl, but she was nice. I'll call her Sarah, not her real name. But very soon it seemed like she got very dependent on me. By this, I mean that Sarah always wanted to sit next to me, and even if we didn't sit next to each other she would wait for me to walk together to the public transport. Every day she said I needed to text her when I got home, so I got home safe. This was all in the first week. And I mean I guess that didn't bother me. But what did bother me is that we just really don't have anything to talk about. Frankly, the only thing we could talk about was our studies, but every conversation was just filled with silences, very long ones I must add, like I'm talking about 5 minutes of silence on our walk of like 12 minutes. So at one point, I got very irritated because I felt I couldn't really talk with other people in our studies because she was always going everywhere I went, and honestly she has a lot of trouble talking to other people, so that was always very awkward. So I started really disliking her. Also because she is just not the type of person I like and can connect with, and I never really have trouble talking to other people. I'm the kind of person who is not very social, but still can have nice conversations with almost everyone. Okay, so I got very irritated, but I didn't want to tell her this, because I thought this would be rude and we still have the same studies for the next years, so I need to see her anyways. So I struggled a lot with this. I never said anything rude to her, though my distant behavior may have sent some signals. So after our holiday break, I just sat somewhere randomly in class and another person sat next to me. I didn't want to walk home with Sarah, so I was quite slow I guess, and went to the restroom, but I didn't see her waiting for me. The next day, this was a few days ago, I sat down next to someone else and we got talking. Then when we had an hour break I went with the two people I was sitting next to the cafeteria, and we ate there. So me and Sarah didn't walk back from the campus like we used to do. But now I have not talked to Sarah after the break. I have seen her a few times but she avoided me, looked the other way and stuff. Also, I saw she was having a hard time talking to other people, so she might be quite lonely. So now I feel bad because she doesn't want to talk to me and she seems pretty upset. Am I the asshole for making new friends, and not sitting with Sarah?
Am I the asshole for pretending I didn't know I was adopted to make my teacher embarrassed? Okay, so I'm in high school and this was in my English class. Our real teacher is on paternity leave and we have a long-term substitute. So yesterday she was telling us she wants us to write personal memoirs about something very important in our lives, and she goes about listing various examples for different students. She told me I could write about being adopted and how I felt when my parents told me. Now I must have made a face then, because I'm not adopted. I have two dads but they had me through surrogacy. So technically there was a legal adoption for my non-bio dad, but one of my dads is my bio dad, and my bio mom is my other dad's sister who donated her egg and carried me. I think it would be a stretch to call me adopted. Also the sub has no basis to even know any of this because as much as I've written in class is just that I have two dads. Anyway, she's kinda old school and doesn't like when we talk too loud, which to her is talking at a normal indoor level on group assignments, make any normal faces, and whatever. She basically called me out on making a face and was like, "Opie, if you don't want to write about being adopted you can choose another important topic to your life, maybe how you help your dad at home." One of my dads has cerebral palsy and is mostly blind from optic neuropathy. I did write briefly about that in the intro assignment with our other teacher, so he must have left them with her to get to know the class. I was confused, so I said, "I'm not adopted." She just put her hand over her heart and goes, "Oh, honey." So now my brain, which was lagging, caught up and I realize she's only thinking I'm adopted because I have two dads. So at this point I'm like, whatever, I'll just play into it. So I look upset and I'm like, "I didn't know I was adopted." She's kind of panicking a bit and telling everyone to just start writing something. A lot of my friends are laughing under their breath because they know I'm not adopted, so she's telling everyone quiet down and it's not funny and to get to work. I'm like, "What do you mean I'm adopted?" She's trying to tell me not to worry about it and just ask my dads when I get home. And I'm like, "How can I be adopted?" So she just sends me to the school counselor, and I told her this story basically, and she basically gave off the vibe that it was a shitty thing to mess with the sub that way, and I could have just explained I'm not adopted because now I've made her worry unnecessarily and embarrassed her. I don't think parts of my life are up to her to decide what I want to share or not, and I feel like it's on her if she feels embarrassed for assumptions she made. Maybe that makes me the asshole?
Am I the asshole for paying back my grandmother for all the gifts she ever gave me? My mom married my dad when I was 3. My biological father paid child support and we spent time together, but we never really bonded. His parents and I did though. They are my paternal grandparents. My stepfather's mom and dad and I never really warmed up to each other. They would send me $50 FO my birthday and another $50 for Christmas. My younger siblings got toys and handmade gifts. It never really bugged me. I had 2 sets of grandparents. After my dad's father died, his mom sold their house and started traveling. COVID screwed that up for a while and she burned through a lot of their savings. She is now almost out of money. She still has her husband's pension as well as her own, but she can't afford a house like she had. All her kids and grandkids are trying to pool their money and get her a down payment on a home. Just an apartment she can use as a base of operations between vacations. If she is smart, she can pay her bills and still take 1 or 2 short international vacations a year. My dad asked me to contribute. I sent $1,500. Basically all the money she gave me between when my mom married my dad and my 18th birthday when she stopped. I could afford more. My husband and I are DNKS, double income no kids, for now, and we paid off our home in 5 years because we made it a priority. My mom asked me why I didn't give more, and I told her that my dad's mom wasn't really my problem. They are disappointed in me and said that I shouldn't be holding a grudge against an old lady. I said I didn't hold a grudge. If I had, I would have sent a container of leftover Chinese food flavored with spit. Now they are saying I'm being childish. Am I the asshole?